Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, don't leave me. Okay, got it. Hello, everyone. It is Tea Across the Miles with Lady Amy and Lady Nancy. And oh, sorry, of Houses of Windsor and Cup and Crown.
Hello.
Hello. And we are back, and I put on the notes it's a birthday edition. It's my birthday. So
Oh
we're
my
gonna.
God. I'm so sorry. I forgot.
Oh my gosh, you're fine. I told you it like when we scheduled it. Yeah. No, you're
Oh,
fine.
happy
We're gonna
birthday.
Thank you. I literally forget most of the time. Like I forgot until like last night, and I was like, "Oh right, it's your birthday tomorrow."
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you're having a fabulous day. Are you doing anything to celebrate?
I'm not sure. Probably not so much today. But I'll figure out something for the weekend. I have Piper like all week, so she was with Dave all last week because we moved the schedule around a little bit,
Right.
and then yeah, so I'll figure out something to do. Probably do something with their neighbor Caesar and maybe his mom, and we'll figure out something. But I've got my little fire pit now that I like to play in, and I've been spray painting my patio furniture. So like this wicker chair used to be like
Nice.
black, and I'm working on it. I've got another coat to do, but it's dry for now.
Very
And
good. Very
yeah,
good. Yeah.
and I haven't shown you yet. Here's my Mother's Day royal jewelry set that I
All right.
got.
Hold on.
It's much smaller than my other.
Oh, it's very pretty. And your necklace too. And your
Yeah, and
matching earring.
and earrings. Yep.
Everything. Very nice.
Yep. So now I've got my royal set.
Do you have a blue fascinator?
Actually, yeah, I do. I have like a kind of a like same dark blue, yeah,
Right.
sapphire blue
Right.
fascinator. Yeah.
Might be something you want to do.
Yeah.
Bring it all
Next
out.
time.
Yeah, absolutely. With your Union Jack dress that you keep saying you're gonna get.
I know, right?
It'd be so cute. It would be so
I
cute.
know. Yeah. Well, when I find
I'm
the
sorry, I was
right
gonna say
one.
that's photo session worthy.
Yeah, that's true. So, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm catching a breath. I'm doing
Yeah.
very well, thank you. Had 3 parties in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Been very busy.
This is graduation season, right?
No, it's
no?
actually so one was actually for our military spouses group,
Okay.
also affectionately known as the MSG. They couldn't come
Great
up with
name.
anything else. Yeah. You can't say military wives anymore because not that the men ever join, because they don't.
Right.
Nothing but a big hen party. Yeah, so I did one for them. It was supposed to be bunco, and we didn't have enough people for bunco, so it just ended up being tea, which was fine. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Made a new friend who, out of the kindness of her heart, brought her 16-year-old son, huge. I mean, he's like Amazonian, huge.
Yeah.
And so for the tea that I did for my podiatrist last Friday, she and her son showed up and helped me get everything in and out for the tea party. It was, oh my gosh, it was boom, boom, boom. I'm like, okay, this just proves I really do need to hire somebody to help me out.
Right.
Teenagers looking for volunteer hours, something. I would pay. I would definitely pay, just because it made life so much easier for me. And with my foot issue, so that was glorious. The only downside was that tea party was mandatory fun. So this is an office that normally closes at noon on Fridays.
Gotcha.
And they're like, can you start it at 11:30? I'm like, yes, I can start at 11:30. A couple girls there that you could just tell they were biding their time. Instead of there being 8 people there or 10 people, there were only 8 people there. My podiatrist couldn't show up. He had COVID. So
oh my goodness.
There.
Perfect.
So it just was like, when I played the game that I like to do for bridal showers, because they asked me to do it, I heard somebody go, is this a test? Are we actually having to take a test? And I'm like, this isn't a test. This is supposed to be fun.
Oh my gosh. This is a test.
So it really kind of just left me with a bad taste in my mouth. But then on this past Saturday, I had a bridal tea, and it was just a cream tea. It's all I had to do. They wanted to do the sandwiches on their own, and it was lovely. This is a group that wanted to do this. This is a group that were eager to hear what I had to say about, traditions in tea and Britain and stuff. It was lovely. It just really ended up being a great party. So Yeah, so now I'm off for quite a while because I have to stay off my foot. I've got to get it better. And we just planned our summer vacation and we are going to Italy.
You did it. You planned it. Yay!
Yes. Florence and Rome. I'm so excited.
My goodness.
Yes.
And who all is going? Everybody?
The 5 of us, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Everybody.
Right down to
That's
Jackie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This might be the last family vacation, at least for a long time, with Stephen, doing marine.
Right.
Stuff, so.
That's what you say. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So wait, is that a new fascinator or no?
No, I have done this once before. I have to show you. So it's twofold. I haven't worn this in a while. So
because I like it a lot, especially with the little jewel.
This is the one I got from Chapel Hats down in Orlando.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Gotcha.
So Kate did an engagement recently and was stunning in coral. And I don't know if you can see. I will show.
See. Oh, yeah, I can see it. Oh my gosh, of course, that's amazing.
So it's like she's copying me now.
I know. That's amazing.
She does look stunning. I don't know why I like her so much because I really hate her for looking like she does.
It's because she looks like you. That's why you like her.
No, she doesn't at all.
She does.
She looks amazing. She looks amazing. But that dress was beautiful. That was a new one of those frock dresses that she likes to wear. That's belted.
Yeah.
Makes her look tall and slender. She also went to. They did the. Did you see that Tom Cruise went with her and William to the Top Gun premiere in London?
No, I didn't catch that. I was watching. Yeah, I was watching a video of Tom Cruise taking James Corden up in planes that. Yeah, someone sent to me recently, and that's great.
I'll bet that was probably a lot of fun. Yeah, no, he actually, you're not supposed to touch royals, and they were going up the stairs, and she's in this like statuesque black dress that just had a white shoulder band, and they were going upstairs, and he grabbed her hand to help her up the stairs.
Oh my gosh!
I know, it's so sweet.
Of course, yeah, and like a normal. That's like a normal American thing.
Exactly. If I'm not mistaken, he was friends with her mom. He went to not her mom, but he went to Diana's funeral. Funeral. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So you want to explain tea today because we're not doing what we normally do.
Correct. Yeah, we're not doing a tea tasting. We're doing a single pudding tasting, and then we are catching up and doing royal talk and tea lady talk and whatever.
That's right. Just talking.
That's right. And so, but this pudding, so for anyone who watched, what was it? Was it like, I forget which month it was, when we did a 3 pudding tasting.
4 months ago? It was about 4 months ago.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like January-ish or something.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. So there's the importer that I get all my British imports from, the food, is they had a new flavor of microwavable pud. So I had to get it. Yeah, so this one is pecan and toffee. So we shall see what we think. Yeah.
Well, when I popped the top, it smelled like Sunday morning pancakes, which is a nice, great feeling when I smelled that.
It did smell, it did smell good.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I smell, pancakes and I guess probably the toffee. It's like caramel.
Yes.
Caramel.
Do we get to try it now? I'm going to tear into this thing. Yeah. Very good.
I think it's a winner.
So good. Really. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's really good.
And it stayed moist. I mean, I microwaved this a couple of minutes ago and it stayed warm and stayed moist. And I love the crunch of the pecans.
I know, I do like that. And I'm not always a nut person, but I do like that addition. Yeah. I told
go ahead, please.
I would say I told the importer when I was picking this one up, I told her that we had sampled all the others and that we weren't so keen on the spotted dick one because that one didn't have any sauce. And it was very dry.
If this had been in the lineup of the other 3, this could have been a winner.
I think you're right.
I'm amazed at how moist this is staying throughout because usually when you do a microwave cake, especially pudding, it can get stodgy. That's what they say in the Great British Bake Off. It gets a little stodgy.
Stodgy? That's great.
Not stodgy. No, it's
not stodgy at all.
No, it's very good.
Wonderful. Now I'm going to, and I've been steeping some passion fruit green tea that I've never tried before.
Nice.
It was a gift from someone, and I'm now pouring it into a cup of ice, and it looks like I'm gonna need even more ice.
Well, tell her, but you're doing an iced tea today.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So I'm doing an iced tea today with it. So it'll be a process.
Iced tea, not a nice tea.
Yeah,
iced tea.
Iced tea, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a process because I also have to sweeten it.
And that is so tricky with cold teas because the sugar does not want to dilute if you're using sugar. If you're using something like a sweet and low.
My little Truvia things, yeah.
Right. So as a Southerner who grew up in Georgia,
yeah.
So what I typically do is that when I brew my tea, I put the sugar in then when it's warm, and then I add it has a chance to dilute and permeate.
Gotcha. So, okay.
Have I ever shown you this? I'm just doing breakfast tea.
I have not. I was gonna ask you what that was. Yeah.
I got this at World Market like 3 years ago. I can just without
nice.
My tea. It's got all the stuff on it. It's so cute. It says London. It says London.
Is the lid to keep it warm?
It's to keep it warm, but it's a whole system. So here, if you're doing loose leaf tea.
Oh, nice.
Now the holes are a little bit bigger than a strainer, so some of those leaves are going to come through there.
Got it.
Yeah, it was just a lovely little cup.
That's so cute.
Shape. Yep.
Very nice.
Very hot, so I think I still have to wait a little bit.
So what tea did you pick out?
I just have some English breakfast tea.
Oh, English breakfast. Yeah. Gotcha.
Just some with my lemon and sugar. I didn't want it to compete too much with what we're having here. I will tell you that this morning I had that Scottish toffee puer that just
so
love.
Good. I know.
Love. The smell is just so heavenly, and it does not disappoint.
It's funny because my mom feels like she's like missing out because she just like doesn't. I don't know. The Scottish puer is like doesn't do it for her.
Really?
Like everybody else loves it,
but not her.
Nope. It's not her cup of tea. But so what do we have in royal news that we need to be discussing?
Well,
I mean, obviously the Jubilee is like right around the corner.
Right around the corner. I know Harry and Meghan are going and bringing the kids, and that's heartening because they, the Queen has not met her 2 youngest grandchildren or great grandchildren yet.
Right.
So glad that that's happening.
Me too. I wonder, do you think it's like, because I mean, they were like it was like such a big, hubbub or whatever earlier in the year of like, are they going blah, blah, blah security? And now do you think like with her health doing worse that they're like, we better bring the whole family? Or like, do you think that helped push him?
I think that probably pushed. I do. Maybe, I mean, who can speak for them at all? I wonder if in the back of their mind, if I say it's good PR, then that sounds callous. What I mean is, I wonder if they're thinking, we do have some bad press here because a lot of people think that we've shunned the family, whatever. Maybe if they go back, maybe, people can see that it's either not that bad or see that we're trying. I don't know.
Right.
I do hope something comes of it. At the very least, Archie and Lilibet need to play with George and Charlotte and Louis and or Louis, excuse me.
Louis,
So I'm glad to see that they're going back. Yes, Jubilee is coming. There has been speculation as just how much the Queen is actually going to be involved in or how much of an appearance she might make.
Right. That's what I thought I heard last. It was like she might make a balcony appearance during like Troop the Color or something, and like that's might be it.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be sad.
Yeah.
But, that her health her age is coming up to her.
Yeah, it's catching up.
Yeah. What does that feel like when the whole world is waiting for the big, for the shoe to drop, for the big demise? I mean,
I feel like it would just be, I feel like it would just be so bizarre too that like everyone's celebrating how long like you've been queen and everything, and it's like you're not even there to be part of it. Like it seems, I don't know, it probably feels rather bizarre for like or depressing.
Right.
You know?
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
She's moved her best friend, as we both know, she's moved her best friend into
Right.
Windsor with her.
Right, which was a hairdresser, right?
Company, yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have done it. She didn't ask me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Very well entertained.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's so much fun. I was like, to be able to, yeah, be called upon to be like, can you move into the palace for a while? But it would also be, I mean, weird and sad too, because it's like, you're most likely going to live there till the end, right? Yeah, so it's like you're hanging out with your best friend till the end. Like, I don't know.
No, I can see
all of it is bittersweet.
Yeah. Well, and how do you go? Yeah, but see, I've got a husband and I've got this to do, and you don't. When the queen beckons you,
exactly,
you serve at the pleasure of the queen.
Right. So, absolutely.
So I had some articles that I thought would be interesting. The first one is with Great British Bake Off and everything, and Mary Berry. I think you're familiar with Mary Berry.
I'm familiar with the name. Yeah.
Yes, she used to be on Great British Bake Off, but she has her own shows and stuff like that. She is the premier baker, chef, whatever, in England.
Okay.
So they did. They had a contest for a new pudding for the Queen's Jubilee.
Oh, right.
Who could come up with? So there's Camilla announced Camilla announces the winning Platinum Jubilee pudding that will be named after Queen Elizabeth.
Wow.
And try to show the picture here if you can see.
Let's see. I can see the picture. Yeah. So that's awesome. So they say what's the recipe?
Yeah. So yeah, and it's Dame Mary Berry. Sorry, she has been damed. There was a competition to find a pudding that will be named in Queen Elizabeth's honor to celebrate her Platinum Jubilee. The official, let me see. Oh, so a woman, last name Melvin. Melvin's trifle, consisting of a lemon curd Swiss roll on the bottom, jelly, lemon custard, amaretti biscuits, mandarin coulis, fresh whipped cream, candied peel, chocolate shards, and crushed amaretti biscuits on top. Wowed the judges in unison. So wow. Yes, yeah. So that is.
I don't know if I know what amaretti biscuits are. Do you?
Well, amaretti would be amaretto, which would be almond. Sounds like like an Italian type biscuit.
Got it.
Which I
did it say what kind of jelly?
It just said jelly. Okay. Let me see. I'm
just curious what jelly goes with lemon, like if it's like a raspberry or what. Yeah.
A raspberry would definitely go. So would a blueberry or a strawberry, but I would hope it would be a raspberry. That sounds. Yeah. Plus, if you're going to do amaretti cookies, lemon, almonds, and yeah. Sorry, I got to take a bite of my pudding now.
I know. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's a perfect episode for us to be eating pudding. Yeah, but that sounds like a very decadent pudding.
It does. I was looking for the actual what are they calling it, and I don't see. The bottom line, what is the name of it? What is it called? Queen Elizabeth's pudding, platinum pudding.
Right. So when Kate and William got married back in 2011, they had announced that like the groom's cake, Williams, was basically, it's like I forget now what they actually call it, but it's like a chocolate biscuit cake. So it's basically a whole bunch of chocolate digestives crushed up, mixed with more chocolate, and then like, I don't know what shape his was, but like Molly and I did it and made one in like a glass pie pan or whatever.
Right.
And then you put like chocolate on top of it. It is like intense, but it's good, but you're just eating like giant crushed cookies with extra chocolate.
Sometimes too much can be a good thing.
That's
too much of a good thing can be too much. Yes.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, if the Brits like that sort of thing, because like her pudding, the one that won, sounds like a lot is happening in it.
It does sound. Yes, it sounds like a lot is going on in that dessert. But everybody loved it, and I'll bet it's delicious.
Yeah.
So is this pudding.
I know. Well, it sounds trickier to make than the crushed cookie cake.
Yes, anything with a roll, well, you have to get that cake just right.
Oh gosh.
So it doesn't break apart when you roll it.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
Not gonna go there. Not even gonna go there. Maybe my next trip to England, I'll find it at some bake shop, but
no,
I'm not gonna try it.
Yeah, actually, so I bought a lemon cake for myself for my birthday today. So wait till I'm Piper, but luckily she likes lemon stuff, so I think she'll be fine. Knock on wood. Normally she likes lemon stuff.
Oh, I love lemon.
Who knows?
We've been talking about that too. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's been doing. Her stepmom said that like she was really in good spirits and stuff. Or last week, but food time, like dinner time, was kind of like hit or miss. It's like one thing, like something that she loved like the day before, like wouldn't touch the next day. Like
I feel for you. I absolutely feel for you. Yes, I became a short order cook for 4 people, and before Jackie came along, and even when Jackie was born, I was still doing it, and I finally put my foot down.
Yeah, and said, you're eating it or you're not.
Yeah. No, we did that one time. Squash soup, butternut squash soup.
Oh yeah.
And I'd given it on the side of dinner for Jose and me, and little Steven was sitting next to me. And he goes, that smells good. And I said, this is my pickiest chops. You want to eat it? You want to try it?
Yeah, right.
So he tries it. He says, I love it. I just put the whole bowl right in front of him.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, you have it. You just go ahead. And he ate the whole thing. So the next day I went out and I got a couple more boxes. Yeah. And I waited a couple days. We weren't going to do it every night. So a couple days later, I pour him some for dinner. And he goes, that doesn't smell good. I said, it's exactly the same. He says, no, it isn't. I'm not eating that.
That's great. Piper did that with some rice last night that like she ate last week and was like, this is delicious. And like, then last night she looked at it, she's like, I don't like that. I was like, okay. Like,
it's infuriating. It's infuriating. Yeah. Well, I have to say, so Jose would eat nothing as a child. I mean, I've seen pictures of him. He was skin and bones. You could count his ribs.
Really?
He did not be.
Oh my goodness.
Made his mother's life a living hell. She could not get him to eat anything. And
because he was just a picky eater.
What's that?
He was just a picky eater.
Very, very picky. And today there is nothing he will not try. Nothing he will not try.
Well, that's awesome.
It is. Yeah. He'll eat anything. And Steven has actually become that way too. And Jackie's a decent eater. Jackie is for all her disability, she learned, I learned that she could be easily bribed at an early age. It's like, do you want the potato chip? Okay, you have to have this first.
I love it.
She'd eat that and then she'd get that. So even now, she may be a bit of a slow eater, but I'll put the vegetables on her plate, a very small portion, just a couple bites. You have to get used to it. You've got to learn not to be afraid of the textures and things like that. So she's coming around. She's coming around. So I don't usually make separate dinners for her unless Jose and I want something, that I know that they really don't want to eat,
Right.
So there's an article that I saved too. It says, will Queen Elizabeth abdicate after her platinum jubilee?
Why would she at this point?
I think I remember reading somewhere that she had said if she made it to 95 that she might step down after that. And
really?
She made it to 95 and here's the platinum jubilee,
96
and she's really kind of, failing. I hate to say that, but but
well, that's why I feel like at this point, like what's the point in it? It's not like she's gonna be able to retire, or enjoy life any differently at this rate. Like at this rate, she's already stepped down basically. She just holds it in title.
Correct. Because what did we see that the address to Parliament? That the Queen or
Charles
King
did.
Charles did it. Charles was there with Camilla and William at his side. I heard there was a lot of nervousness, shaking hands.
That's what I heard.
And staring at the ground and unsure of themselves. And I mean, God only knows what's going on behind the scenes. So nobody can speak to what that is.
Right. Well, and I figured this is his first time doing it. He's been doing it for how many years now?
Right.
So.
And all eyes would have been on him. This is.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I'm sure he's aware that there are plenty of people that are not excited for him to take over.
Correct.
So it's like he's kind of got to he may feel like he has to prove himself, you know?
Yeah, I think there is some of that. So when I did the tea party for my podiatrist, there's actually a girl in there from one of the other offices who came to it who is British. She was lovely, Danielle, she's very tall. She walks in carrying a big Starbucks coffee. And she sees all the setup and she goes, "Oh my God, it's a tea party. Did I know about this?"
Oh my
God. And the woman who was kind of running it, she said, "We sent the email out, you knew full well." And she goes, "Oh my God, I'm showing up to a tea party with coffee in my hands." So she was asking me about my business, and I gave her my card. And she said what an adorable name. She loved the Cup and Crown. I said, "Well, I thought about the rolling tea cart." And she said, no. She said, "Cup and Crown, it's lovely." She said, and she says, with the crown in there, she says, it's so much more regal. She says, you get your Anglophile in there. So I loved her praise.
I love it. Yeah.
She was darling. I did the tea party game, and she still didn't know a lot of the trivia and the stuff like that. But, we definitely talked about PG tips. Son's home.
Love it.
And somebody else, one of the coordinators had said to her, she and I were talking, came in, she said something about loving Harry and Meghan, and Danielle went, "No." She said, "No." She said, "If you talk to most Brits, they really don't care for them." And she said, when they got married, we were very excited. She was beautiful. She was a breath of fresh air. She was youthful. She was something new. And she said, "But we feel like, she and Harry have shirked their duty." And I said, "Yeah." I said, I'm sure that comes across that way. It's kind of like with the abdication back, with King Edward. Is it Edward? Yeah.
Edward VIII, right.
Yes, that when he abdicated, all of Britain was like, "I can't believe he just did that." Whereas the Americans were like, "Oh my God, it's so romantic."
You're right.
And it was two very different perspectives. Because as Americans, we didn't understand what that commitment to duty.
Right.
Yes, it was very different. And so the girl who said that, she was just kind of taken aback. And Danielle said, "I'm happy for Harry." And I said, "Exactly." I said, "He was not going to have any kind of what he wanted for himself." I said, "I'm thrilled that he's found something for himself." I said, "The part I objected to was him throwing his family under the bus." And she said, "Absolutely not." She was just like,
"That's awesome."
And that was about, and I didn't want to, because it felt like, I swear to God, it felt like it was about to go down some political rant, and that these were on the opposite side of it. And I'm like, I have to go replenish the tea. I'll be right back.
Got it.
I got it.
Yeah.
I could.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So, so I was talking to someone yesterday, and I forget why, but the Queen came up, and they were asking, basically like how they thought, we were talking about like channeling personalities, okay? So they're talking about like who in the royal family would be like the most direct or bold or outspoken, whatever kind of thing. And I was like, well, I feel like the Queen does it in a way that like she's gonna make her wishes known, but she also isn't like over the top, and she's not mean or whatever, right? And they're like, I feel like Margaret would be better because she was like doing whatever, like she didn't care what the rules were and stuff. And then they were saying how they thought the Queen was so mean to Margaret to not let her marry the first guy. And so I was like, so I hear that. It's like, and I was like, it's tricky because that decision is like, for the Queen, it like comes from a position of like, it's not personal, but like it ends up resulting as being personal, right? Because they are sisters.
Right.
So like she was trying to do what was supposed to be done, right? And then her sister took it as like a, but and that they like sent him away, like that was pretty they definitely made it sure that it wasn't gonna work in any capacity.
Yes.
But I said, it was like, I'm sure she was like torn, I mean, about it, but she's so much about like duty first. That,
absolutely.
like,
and she had to comply with the rules that she promised to uphold. It's no different than, having to uphold the Constitution up here. When you take that oath, that's what you are supposed to do.
Right.
Unfailingly. So I can imagine that just was, it probably was, I can't imagine it was an easy thing for her at all. I think it was probably, it probably tormented her that she had to do that. And it is very sad. I think it is very sad. I think those two, I mean, who knows, maybe those two would have been happily married, because we all know Margaret was not happy in the end with her husband or partners, things like that. So
right.
But I think we have a new era coming in, though. And it was another article. This one, I don't think that I necessarily, I don't think I saved this one. But that Kate and Will are very ready to make some very different changes.
Okay.
Nice. I think one of them. So here's an article here. Prince William, I don't know if you saw, this is the sweetest thing. Prince William hugs elderly man who is overcome emotion. And I don't know if you saw.
I haven't seen it. I heard about it because, gosh, did that happen? I guess today's Tuesday. Did it happen before Friday? Okay, yeah, okay. Because I think Kat and Trevor, someone was talking about that Friday, I think, at tea time. Yeah. And so, because they're like, but you're not supposed to. It's like, so doesn't that make it like cuter that he did it? Like,
it does. And you do have to set boundaries, or everybody and their brother's going to want to come up and give you a hug. I would.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I would. But so yeah, there has to be the respect for that. But I think more modern views on things. I mean, even just wardrobe changes. You see Kate shows up in professional looking pants and looks stunning. Whereas Elizabeth would never have worn pants. The only pants she ever wore were riding pants.
Right. That's true.
So just things like that it's like, okay, that was 70 years ago. Women wore dresses, but there are lots of very businesslike suits and pants and trousers and out there that would, she looks great in that. And, it's not like she's walking around with ripped jeans on, in her appearances and her engagements and whatnot. So, so I think,
I would say as much as I enjoy how the Queen pretty much wears like the same outfit in different colors all the time. I love that for her. I don't want anybody else to feel like they have to keep doing that. So I like that Kate has plenty of styles, right? Like it's not like it's always the same dress or the same pants.
Exactly. No, it isn't. Now she does recycle some of her looks, which is great.
That is great. Yeah.
Do you know someone we never talk about is the Countess of Wessex, who is Edward's wife?
I don't know much about her. What's her deal?
I don't either, but I'm not going to say she's not a fashion plate like Kate. Yeah. But she's got a great style, and she and Edward are coming forward to doing more and more engagements and getting a little more press because Harry and Meghan are not there.
Right.
And because Andrew has had to step back.
Yeah. Right.
And so who are the
Andrew would like to be helping, but he's an idiot. No,
behind the scenes,
it's not allowed.
But I mean, we're talking the working royals. They are working royals. So I think there's going to continue, especially when Charles steps up. There are going to be more and more engagements that Edward and Sophie are going to take over, and they really are an adorable couple. They got married later in life. And
that's cute. Her name is Sophie.
That's Sophie, cute. Isn't it? Yeah. Sophie, Countess of Wessex. I'm sorry if I'm going to take
it.
I want to be Sophie, Countess.
I know. Yeah.
I love it. And I think she's, from what we know, I think she's pretty remarkable. She's stand up. She's willing to do her part. She owned her own business, and she's talked about how difficult it was to realize that she couldn't be the one in the forefront, and that she had to rein in the, you're not doing this, you need to be doing this, that she has to, okay, I'm here as a figurehead now, I'm not here to do the work.
Got it.
And, I think there's someone to watch. I think there's, they're worthy of conversation, so if you're perusing
I like that
magazines, I think they should be brought to the forefront as well.
Right. Well, excellent point. I like that.
I think Countess of Wessex. I just love
Countess of Wessex. Yeah. The I may have told you this, or I know at least. Yeah. Anyway, for Mother's Day, Dave and his wife Shebnam, so my ex and Piper's dad and stepmom, offered to take me out to dinner for Mother's Day, and they were gonna get a babysitter, and it was just me, the three of us. We went out to an Italian place. We've never done that before.
Nice.
Great. Yeah, it was a really fun time. But what's funny is one of the first things they asked when they sat down was Dave's like, are you preparing yourself for the Queen? And I go, the Queen's Jubilee? Yeah, I am. I knew that's not what he meant. And then I was like, yeah, I know. But it was so funny though, because Shebnam was she was asking me some questions, and we're talking royals for a while, and then she goes, I'm sorry, you probably hate this. People probably do this to you all the time. I go, are you kidding me? I'll sit here and talk royals with you for 3 hours. I know.
All day long, I'll do it.
I was this isn't a thing. I'm not like a doctor where people are hey, can you check out this mole?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I just loved how she's I'm sorry, you probably hate this. Not at all.
Not at all. Keep talking, keep asking me.
Yeah, exactly.
Just slight, it just reminded me of this. So this bridal shower that I did on Saturday, and I'm going through my spiel with my game and where does tea come from? Where does most tea come from? All this stuff. Right. And one of the girls at the tea party, Misha, she was a beautiful girl. And I was explaining how, most of the tea, the choice I give them is where does most of the tea come from? Does it come from England? Does it come from China? Does it come from India? Nice. And somebody actually answered England. Somebody answered, a couple people said India. And I said, no, most of the tea does still come from China, but a good deal does come from India. Mm-hmm. And I was talking about how, they had, it was Ceylon tea. If you've ever heard of Ceylon tea, it was, it's now Sri Lanka. And Misha goes, I'm from Sri Lanka. And I'm like, no kidding. She said, actually, both of my grandparents worked on tea plantations.
Oh my goodness.
And she says, hold on. And she pulls out her phone and she shows me the plantations and these gorgeous green rolling hills and everything. Yeah. So that was really,
that's amazing.
Nice to make that connection too. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's so cool. And you wouldn't have made that connection if you didn't play that game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's so cool.
That's the best part of, like you said, being able to talk about that, because when I do the game, I give why that's the wrong, why this is the wrong answer, why this is the wrong answer, but why this is the right answer.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's so cool.
You and I have talked about before, along those lines about, the education of tea and history and stuff like that. So I was reading, I don't think I brought this up before. It's, again, the book that I'm still reading about the history of tea. Mm-hmm. And you and I have said before that, again, in England, the most popular brand is PG Tips. It's plain black tea. Even in Ireland, most of the places, they don't have all these flavored teas. They do have them, but they're not as popular. I mean, Twinings does offer a variety of flavored teas, and so do other people. But it's not just, most people in Europe and in England, they drink black tea. Right. So I was reading this section. I was up to the Revolutionary War. And I think we all know that the colonists boycotted the tea that was coming through England, from China through England.
Right.
But at this point, tea had already been part of their meals. It was everyday breakfast here in America. It's what they were still used to. And suddenly, in their endeavor to be patriotic and to support their side, they stopped drinking it, but they still wanted it. So they turned to their gardens and they turned to their local trees and flora and fauna for tea. So they would put in, for example, blackberry leaves or twigs. They would put in berries. They would put in berries and twigs and leaves from their local produce, if you will.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was not basically the stem of where we in America kind of got used to other flavors of tea. They called it was called Liberty tea. Liberty tea was any tea that you could make out of what you had.
So that is interesting. I wonder if is also like, old companies like Twinings and stuff, if they weren't doing any of that mixing until we started playing with it over here. And they're like, we could blend some flavors, maybe.
Exactly. Maybe we can do that too, or appeal to the Americans. Yeah. The other thing that I learned was the popularity of Indian tea. To start importing from there also came because of the opium wars, that there was a lot of opium coming into England, being traded for tea and things like that. So in order to cut that off as much as they could, they started looking for other places and realized that India was also, a great place to grow tea. Right. They had that too. So then they started importing from there.
Oh, wow.
So
that's cool.
Interesting stuff.
That is interesting. And and you remind me, I'm like, oh yeah, I was like, I would like to, do a deeper dive on or a dive at all on the opium wars. Of that time. Like, I don't know much of it except for just like in shows, things like opium dens or like, maybe one scene for whatever old-timey show.
Right.
So do you know much about them?
I really don't, other than that snippet that was in the book about how it was becoming a bad epidemic, basically, that was their way of like, well, we've got to pull back on our trade with China because this is going to be a bad thing, but they dependent on their tea. We're gonna give up one drug to give caffeine is mild.
Right.
Caffeine is mild.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So I think I saw you posted. Did you go see Downton Abbey too, or no? You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. I did. It was grand. I thought it was beautiful. Edith was stunning. I want her wardrobe. That blue scarf with the long. Oh gosh, I love that.
Oh yeah.
So good. It just looked great. Yeah, I thought it was better than the first movie. The first movie to me was cheesy. It was it was a Downton Abbey saves the day. It was kind of like the end of season 4, when Lady Rose had entered the picture, and she was making her debut into society.
Oh, right.
And she was friends with the mistress to Prince Edward, or David.
Oh yeah.
Was, and one of the letters went lost, and and the Crawley family and their staff had to save the day. And I kind of felt that's kind of where the first movie went to, about having to save the royal party, the king and queen. And even in this, they came to the rescue of the movie crew, which things like that I think are kind of
funny.
Corny, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I felt like it did everything that a Downton Abbey fan enjoys.
Yes.
So like it may have seemed cheesy at times, or like, of course that's how it was going to resolve or whatever, but it's like that's also how you wanted to watch it resolve.
Yes.
So
exactly.
Didn't upset any fans. And what's so funny, so the tea timer that I went with, Chris, so we had only ever met on Zoom, but he's friends with one of the guys in my BNI chapter.
Okay.
And who had like knew that he liked British stuff, so like turned him on to Houses of Windsor and everything. And so he like really loves Downton Abbey, which I mean I do too, but I don't rewatch shows a lot. So like he had it fresher in his memory. But I had but he had also forgotten what the first movie was about. We had both remembered it as like it happened at some point in the TV series. We didn't remember that the royals that was the whole movie. So it was really good that Mosley gave us like the recap at the beginning.
Right.
So we would be ready for it. But it was funny though, since it was like a special preview. So we met some people in line, and so there were people with camping chairs there in line, and they were like very like definite retirees, we'll say that age, that were the ones like camping out. And then, but the line wasn't that bad. I mean, I'm speaking as a Hanson fan. Like, we didn't have to get there that early. But the couple behind us, like they were, I don't know, like maybe early mid 70s or something, but they we're talking, and apparently like the husband, he does this all the time. He's signed up for whatever thing it is that like the movie theaters will send out, that like if you click and you're like the first however many people, you'll get a ticket for the early thing. So he just goes and does this all the time. He's never seen Downton Abbey. He's never seen any of the show. He's never seen the first one. And we're like, what? He's like, well, I'm excited to see Maggie Smith. I've heard that she's a great character in this. We're like, yeah, she is, but like, okay. I'm like, I was like, you'll be able to like get whatever is happening, but you won't know any of like the, you know, kind of like background story or
yes,
or like get inside jokes or anything, you know.
Precisely.
So right. So, but it was just so funny because he said he had been telling people he was going to see Downton Abbey and that they corrected him. And he's like, and I laughed and go, yeah, I was like, I remember people making that joke like 10 years ago or whenever the show first came out. like people rarely make that a mistake anymore.
Yes. Jackie used to do when I would take her to therapies, she needed physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. And my ringtone at the time was the theme to Downton Abbey on my phone.
Oh my gosh.
And there was a woman that I used to sit, we always had the same appointment time, and we would sit and chat. I couldn't tell you her name. And I had to get up to go maybe use the restroom, run to my car, or something like that while Jackie was in therapy. So when I came back and she said, I'm so sorry. She said, but your phone was ringing. I'm pretty sure it was yours. It sounded, she said, because it was that Downton Abbey theme, I think. And I said, that's perfectly fine. I said, thank you so much for telling me. But if you call it Downton Abbey again, I'm going to run you over in the parking lot. It's not downtown. I said, no, it's Downton.
Downton.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch the show. I'm like, all right, I'm moving seats. I'm over here now.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness.
So I am one of those people that would watch it. I just don't like a quiet house. So if it's not music playing, I would just have Downton. I mean, and if I'm in the house for 6 hours, that's about 6 to 7 episodes.
Yeah, that's true.
Running, and I just listen to it. So I know that. So you mentioned inside jokes. So for those who don't know, there was a scene with Carson the butler. His real name is his name is
oh god, what was his first name?
It's well, now I don't even remember.
Didn't they use it? They said it at one.
Yeah. It's not John.
And it was something I don't think I knew.
Yeah. Anyway, it's Jim Carter, it's his real name.
Okay.
When he's in there trying on a hat, and the shorter woman who's supposed to be the cousin to Violet, do you know this? Yeah. That's Imelda Staunton. And she's like, no, you need to try this. And he tries it on. And the vendor says, oh, I'm sorry, I mistook you. You two seem like you're married.
Oh, yeah.
And he said each other and kind of smiled. They are married in real life.
Oh, they are. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, that's great.
So and teeny tiny little Imelda.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, they are married in real life.
Oh, okay. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's not the first series they've done together. They did Cranford together as well.
Nice. And were they not? They weren't a couple in that one either.
Oh, they were. No, not in that movie. No.
Yeah, in that movie. Yeah. The characters. Yeah. That's so funny.
So totally cute. But yeah, I mean, you can't go see this movie if you don't know anything about the series. This is
He was like telling us like all the movies he's seen. Like he just literally goes to whatever ones that like he clicks on and gets. There's like 3 different theaters in town that do it, I guess. He just goes.
Funny. Well, did you get a preview for Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris?
No.
Oh, that one was so cute. So it takes.
We didn't get any previews. Because it was like a special thing. So they did like a trivia thing at the beginning and like raffle tickets and whatever, which was hilarious to watch because again, the majority of people in this theater are like retirees and they're like acting like little kids that are like upset that they didn't like their hand was raised and they didn't get called on.
Oh, you're
like,
kidding.
Mm-hmm. Because the trivia was done, I'll say, very poorly. It was like, it seemed like someone last minute was like, oh yeah, we were going to do this. So like they take the girl with like the quietest voice to try to shout to the whole theater a question from her phone. And then they're like, just raise your hand. And so like, you know, with that many people in theater, like 20 people raise their hand like, at the same time. So you can't go by who did it first because you're also
Right.
can't even keep track.
Yeah.
So she just like calling someone once people had their hands raised. One of the guys, like a couple rows down, like this little guy was just like, but I had my hand raised. She's like, I'm sorry, sir, like, it's just like, and I don't know what the prizes even were, but it was kind of like just the idea that he's like that upset that he didn't get called on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, wow. I'm like, that's hilarious. But yeah, so.
Well, and for somebody who says that he hears that Maggie Smith is good in the movie, she was minimally in there.
I know, right?
In there much at all.
And, I know.
And it was. Can I say something that would be a spoiler? I don't know if your mom wants
let's
to
just.
It, so.
Yeah. Well, she will see it whenever it comes out. Okay. But I don't think she cares much. But we'll just say right now, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We're gonna start saying some things, and I'll put it in the comments later.
Yeah. Exactly. So in the crucial scene, I'm still gonna try to coat this if I can. In the crucial scene with Maggie Smith. Yeah, I thought her big singer was she was just suddenly going to sit up and say something like, "What are you all standing around here for?"
I know, right? Yeah.
So, and it didn't happen. It did not happen. No. Yeah.
But I do forget she did have something funny that she said though, because it was like everyone's crying, and then she did have something kind of funny to say, but I can't remember.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch the movie.
Yeah. So my only thing that I didn't like about it, and I can speak for my movie partner Chris, he felt the same, and this is not a spoiler, is that the actor, your favorite actor who plays Mary's husband, was not in it. We thought
Matthew Good does not make an appearance,
and we thought he was gonna like come in at least to make like a little appearance at the end, and then it wasn't him.
and he wasn't there. I was hoping he'd at least run in like he did in movie 1.
Yeah,
and he didn't.
Is he just too busy on his other
He is
things?
too busy. So he does what was that called? The Something of Witches. It's a 3-part series. It's one of it's almost like a Harry Potter-ish kind of thing.
Eastwick or something?
The Invention of Witches, the Something of Witches.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he does that, and yes, this is.
Oh my goodness.
I
know. It's like when I know the whole time I was waiting for him to show up.
He's so quintessentially British. So he just couldn't. He's still doing the wine show. He does that one. He does. I mean, he used to be on. Somebody told me The Good Wife. Apparently, he used to have a regular spot on The Good Wife. I think something like that.
Interesting.
So, yeah, he's very busy. So busy he could not even come back for that. I was like, I kept thinking. When they were filming that last scene where the whole where everybody from downstairs got to be in the movie, which again, big cheese factor.
But it was so much fun with seeing them dressed up.
It was
downstairs people dressed up. That's where I was like, okay, now it's worth it. Like it was kind of silly at first, but then it's like,
I know
this is Patmore
with all that rouge on.
Oh my god, she loved it. Yeah.
So I thought when they started filming that Matthew Good was going to run in and spoil the shot, and that's because they had other time that somebody else had walked in, like when Mr. Molesley walked in. It's so funny.
Yeah,
really, and that was given him so much more of a comedic role as the years have gone by.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that.
It's so funny.
So I have to tell you what a dork I am, though. Seriously. Okay. So my friend up the street and I went together. Actually, we all met up there. So I think I mentioned to you, there's a website called Recycled Movie Movie Costumes. And I very frequently spot something I've seen in something else. Opening scene, wedding, Violet in a seafoam green coat. And I just immediately went, oh my God, that coat is from House of Elliot. And Jessica's like, she's like, what? And I said, that's from another series. That coat she's got on for another series. And she's like, how do you know this? I'm like, I promise, I swear to you it is. And then the movie goes on and there's this netted hat. It's very unusual, very period. And I'm elbowing again. I said, they also use that one in House of Eliott too.
Oh my God.
I can't believe you know this stuff. I said, I swear. And so the next day I'm like sending her pictures. I'm like, this was the coat. This was the hat. This is.
That's so funny.
Like, Nancy, step away from the television.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Oh,
but there are a lot of costumes. I could name every one of them that have been used in Downton Abbey that originally were used in the House of Eliott. The costumes were originally created for that series.
Wow. Well, that's kind of awesome though too, that they can reuse them like that, and it's not like they're just wasting
throw them out.
But it is funny,
It is, I was like,
oh my goodness. Well, that's so funny. I was to say oh gosh. So critiquing, I'll say more spoilers if you're still watching, or if you're just now popping in, we're continuing to spoil Downton Abbey 2. So
new era spoiled.
A new era spoiled. That's great. But so I enjoyed the two storylines, right? I enjoyed what I will say. Oh, great! Now here's some sirens.
I hear.
So the storyline of where they have to go up to the south of France, I thought that was all unique and things I've not seen before.
Stunning.
Yes, the moving pictures and the coming of the talkies. I was like, isn't that Singing in the Rain? Is that not?
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Amy, for saying that. I've been sitting here wanting to say that too. Absolutely.
The second that I saw her and you hear her voice, I'm like, oh, come on, guys.
Yes.
This isn't a new.
Yes, it's very much a copy.
Thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
Those who are not familiar, you really need to see Sing in the Rain, because it really is one of the best films of all time, and an historic film in the fact that it covers how Hollywood transitioned from silent films to talkie.
Right.
But very entertaining and terrific music and film and dancing and things like that. But yes,
it's so funny.
In Singing in the Rain, she had like an old Bronx accent, and she couldn't, she was like, they were trying to give her elocution lessons, and she's like, say, I can't stand him. I can't stand him. No, I can't stand him. That's what I said. I can't stand him. And I was watching the whole thing, but I have to say, and I'm going to go back, dorkiness again. Going back to second series, because I know it was second season, I should say, second season, when Matthew is paralyzed in the hospital bed, and Lavinia comes to see him for the first time, and she starts crying a little bit and sniffling.
And I've forgotten all about her.
What's that? You forgot about her?
I forgot all about her. I remember now that you say it.
So those who love classic movies may have remembered the line. She said, do you have a handkerchief? When she said, I never seem to have a handkerchief in a crisis. And that is a line from Gone with the Wind, and where Rhett Butler says to Scarlett O'Hara, I've never in a crisis have I known you to have a handkerchief. And I was like, did anybody else get that? I got that.
Oh, that's funny.
So I think he does little things like that and slips them in, to see if anybody picks them up.
Right.
So,
and I liked they still had like a slightly different spin on it. So like I like that Lady Mary had to get involved, right? So,
Lady Mary saves the day again.
Yeah, right. And so I thought that was good. And I liked it towards the end, right? That Lady Grantham, right? That Cora's helps her, ends up teaching her how to speak like she does, like American slow.
The American, yes.
Yeah. So I was like that. So I liked that little thing, because it was like in the end, like, she's not gonna be like lost to time, right? It's like they did help her speak. Mary's not going off to Hollywood. Like it was just a fun thing, and And I did really like what they did with Thomas, of course.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
And tastefully done. Yeah. I liked that. What was I gonna say too? Yeah. The scenes in the south of France were just stunning. Oh. You can rent that villa if you have enough money. It is rentable. They said it takes 2 days to move the modern furniture out and put the period furniture in.
Okay.
Looking the way it did in the movie. Robert, Hugh Bonneville looked fantastic. You notice he lost a lot of weight. He didn't do it.
Who was that? Oh, you mean
Lord Grantham.
Lord Grantham. Yeah, he did lose a lot of weight.
He lost a lot of weight during COVID. It was what he did. It's what he wanted to do, just for his own sake.
Yeah, he looked great.
His voice sounded differently too. I don't know if they used some different audio or something, but his voice sounded a little bit different.
I thought he looked
great. What's that?
I don't know. I don't think I picked up on that.
Yeah. I think he's a very good actor. And some people, I'm just gonna say it, some people are okay actors and actresses on the show. Some of them are very, very good. He really is. I mean, he's done some Shakespeare and stuff like that too, and he's very good. And when he broke down, when Cora gave him her news, it's just so touching. He was just, I thought the emotion was really good. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, so here's a question for you that my movie partner asked me. Who is your favorite character upstairs, and who's your favorite character downstairs for Downton?
Gracious.
I am. I can tell you mine if you want a minute.
I want to hear
yours out. Okay, so I had never thought about it, so I did think. I was like, well, I said probably. I go, weirdly, I think I do like Lady Mary. I was like, because I go, she's such a jerk sometimes, but I was like, but I also, I don't know, I still like her. and then downstairs I was like, oh, and I was like, I think I like, why can't I think of his last name? Isn't it Tom, right? What's his last name?
Branson?
Oh, not Tom.
Barrow.
Yeah. Okay, got it. But it's Thomas, right? Thomas Barrow?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. So yeah, and then I was like, I think I kind of like him. I was like, because he started off as like such a jerk. It's like,
right.
And then you like learn. It's like there's a lot happening to that character. But yeah, so it was just kind of funny because we're like, oh yeah, like between upstairs and downstairs, like they're kind of similar in the way that they are as characters.
Yeah. Now he and the guy who played Tom, the one who plays Tom Branson.
Yeah.
Those two are actually, they've become very good friends, and they were joking back when the series was running. They were joking that there was going to be a spin-off of Thomas and Tom, and Tom and Thomas were going to run off to New York and open a bar. And
oh my God.
That's awesome. So great. That would be
that would be so funny.
I think my favorites altered through the series. I mean, I liked Mary, and nobody liked Edith because she was meant to be the bad, ugly sister.
Right.
And she's far from ugly. And toward the end of the series, I was doing nothing but rooting for her. And this is so funny, so strange, but the thing with Edith, I don't know if it's her own stylist. I don't know if they just got it right, but Edith always wore colors that were phenomenal on her. So she's like an autumn, and she'd never wear bright red. She would wear a muted red. She always wore teal. I mean, just anything she ever wore made her look phenomenal.
Right.
And in the end, didn't we all want her to find happiness and to come out of darkness?
It was like so much. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that Julian Fellows said that he was in a bookstore and was approached by some lady, walked up and she goes, "Why can't you just let Edith be happy?"
Oh my God. That's awesome.
So you had to have your villains. So downstairs, I mean, who wasn't rooting for Anna and for Bates?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like I was rooting for them, but I always felt it was weird because I just never felt they were a match, like visually.
Thank you. So somebody, when they finally got married and Mary made it possible for them to have their conjugal marriage.
Oh yeah.
And there was that aerial shot of the two of them laying in bed together. And I commented back to a friend, I said, it made me uncomfortable. It was like watching her in bed with her uncle or something. I don't know. It was just not right. It was not right. He was a looker in his day.
I know. I saw some. I'm trying to remember what I watched recently. I watched something random recently, and it was a young Bates, and I was like, oh, that's what he looked like. And so that's when I was thinking, like, oh, well, if he had looked like that with Anna, like, okay,
precisely. Yeah. I think that was poorly cast.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like him. I just think that for somebody like Anna could have said, oh my gosh.
Right.
So I feel exactly the same way. I always loved Mrs. Patmore would get the
Oh,
zingers.
she's fun.
She was the one who had the zingers downstairs. Who didn't love Mrs. Hughes? She was just I call it the vanilla ice cream of them all. She went with everything. She was just always very neutral and got along with everyone.
She could handle a scandal, or she could just be like normal. Like there wasn't,
Yes. She was not easily shocked, and she didn't go in for drama, and I loved that. She was very steadfast for everybody.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we all watched the first part of the series because we loved the love story, and it was so old fashioned, and it was chaste, and it was beautiful, and it was romantic, and then, you know, it just so really heartbreaking when Matthew left.
I know, that's it. Yeah, we were talking about that too. We're like, of course, then there's Matthew and Sybil, who could have been the favorites and were totally the favorites, but decided to be killed off so that they could go do other projects.
And he's done quite well, but do you ever see her in anything? Not really.
Not really.
No. Not so much.
I don't know. So I have to ask you, I know we're getting close to 4. I know you love Jackie Kennedy, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I knew this, and I don't really know much about her other than obviously she was married to John F. Kennedy, and that people liked her for her style. So I was on Netflix and happened to see like a documentary type thing about her, but it was specifically about her and her younger sister.
I've seen it.
And you've seen it? Okay, so I watched that one the other day and learned a lot, but I was like, oh, that's where the Onassis comes from? I was like, she married her sister's old boyfriend? Like, what? I was like, and people still were cool with that? Like, they still kept her up on a pedestal?
Yeah.
Like, how bizarre. Yeah.
No, I think public view here in America was, what is she thinking? That she married him for his money. And I think that was, and that's what it came down to. When you read the stories, when you read, you know, that's what everybody concludes is she needed somebody who could give her the privacy and the security that she needed.
Right. And that's what they said. Yeah. She could like totally get away on the boat or on the island or whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I thought that was, very, interesting. Cause I just had I had no idea. Honestly, I was so out of the loop that I thought sometimes when people say like Jackie Onassis Kennedy or whatever, that I'm like, maybe that's like a maiden name. I don't know. Like I didn't know why it was part of it.
Bouvier was her maiden name. She came from French. Her dad was French. Bouvier. So Jacqueline Bouvier Onassis. No, Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy Onassis. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've told you, I said that to Jackie sometimes, and my boys are sitting there, and I'm like, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, what are you thinking? And the boys are, Jack, huh? Yeah. Like, oh, sacrilege! I cannot believe you don't know that.
Is that what she's named after? You're Jackie? I love it. I never made the connection.
we went round and round. My favorite pick. We're gonna go back to House of Elliot. I was totally into House of Elliot at the time, and one of the main characters is named Evangeline, and she went by Evie, and I loved that. I still do. I just think it's precious. Evangeline is a very British name. You don't hear it much over here. We have a lot of Avas and Evas and things like that. Right. Yeah, it was Evie for short. Jose was having none of that. But some of the other names, the second name that came up was Jacqueline. It was just something that we both liked.
Yeah.
Isabel, Elizabeth, Grace. These were all very regal royal names that we were both coming up with. Yeah. And not really pinpointing anything, but Jacqueline was something that I had always loved. I did back in my teenage, I had a bit of an obsession with the Kennedys. And so I love that. So 2 different things, not to put too much out there. Jose went up to Rhode Island for training. I had my boys already, and were we going to have 3 or were we not? And we'd been apart for a couple of weeks. My son is upstairs. I hope he's not listening. So we'd been apart for a couple of weeks. And when I got on the plane to fly up to Rhode Island, because it was a course for husbands and wives who were going to be going through command in the military, And I was on that plane. I'm like, it's going to happen. This is it. This is when it's, I mean, I knew.
You knew it?
Cyclically and everything else like that. And I showed up on a Sunday, and Friday morning when we were getting ready to leave, 5 days later, I was not feeling well.
Oh my goodness.
And it was the same feeling I'd had when I was pregnant with both of my boys. And it's not a comfortable feeling. I don't like it. And I'm sitting we were getting ready to go to the final farewell thing that we had to do for this course. And I was just sitting on the bed, and he came out of the shower and he looked at me, and I was just looking at him. He goes, "What's that look on your face?" And I'm like, "We're pregnant." And he goes, "You can't know that." And I'm like, "I am pretty sure we're pregnant." And I took 2 pregnancy tests that said negative, exactly like it did with my boys.
Right.
But things were still happening. And sure enough,
it's still early. Yeah.
But let me also say that where I met him was in Newport, Rhode Island, where John and Jacqueline got married. We actually went to see St. Mary's Church when we were up there too.
Oh my goodness.
And that did not play a role in picking her name. It was just completely coincidental.
Okay.
So so I got my little Jackie.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
Long way around to tell you, yes.
I love it. Yeah. But I love it because I never made the connection. And like I said, I never knew really anything about her except I didn't realize how young she was either when she was first lady. What they say, she's like 31 or something.
They were they were very young when they were in control, command, whatever, in the office.
Right. Because he was still like in his 40s, right? Like, wasn't he like 40?
He was, early 40s, something like that.
Early 40s, yeah. So I'm like thinking here, so today is my 36th birthday, and I'm thinking like, Jesus, like 5 years ago, if I was like the first lady.
Like, can you imagine?
I know, it's like, that's wild.
I know.
It's like, no wonder she was like big on fashion. She was like the youngest person that had ever been around.
Yes, very true. And during the height of European fashion names, I mean, who was she? Cassini, Ola Cassini, and who else was dressing her? I mean, a lot of people.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. She had beautiful stuff for what the time was. So that movie, Miss Harris Goes to Paris, takes place in the 50s and has connections to not Oscar de la Renta, it's Christian Dior.
Oh, okay.
And cool. she's a hotel maid.
Okay.
And she comes into money, and her friends are like, "What are you going to do?" She says, "I'm going to go to Paris and I'm going to buy myself a fancy dress." And it just looks so much fun, and it looks gorgeous. It's a period costume drama set in the 50s with these wonderful designs.
Okay.
So I think it's something you'd probably enjoy.
Yeah.
So
That'd be awesome.
And then my kooky friend, she's so funny. Alyssa, you know I love you if you happen to catch us or watching this. She's so funny. She texts when we're getting ready to go to the movie. She says, "I'll meet you guys there. I'm bringing tea bags in case they have some hot water." At a movie theater?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So halfway through the movie, she says, "I'm going to go use the restroom. I'll be right back." And she comes back. She goes, "They don't have any hot water." And I'm like, I've never known a movie theater to offer hot.
I know, right? Yeah. I would say a lot of places don't have hot water. I definitely wouldn't expect a movie theater to have one.
Cracks me up. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. That's great. That's so funny.
Yes, it is 4:00.
Okay.
Going. We're going to get booster shots at 5.
Woohoo! So exciting.
Happy birthday to you. I'm getting my booster.
That's right. Perfect. Thank you. I would ask for nothing less.
I hope you have a wonderful birthday. I am so sorry I forgot it. It's just got away from me today.
You're fine.
Have a drink on me.
I will. Yeah, Trevor was texting me earlier and I was telling him we were having tea today, and he said was coming up with combinations of alcohol and tea. I was like, well, I don't have rum, I don't have champagne. And they said, "What do you mix margarita in?" And he said, "A lemon tea." I was like, "Oh, that would work." But
that would work.
Yeah, I was like, but I got to do some more work and then go get Piper. So I was like, man, I'll save my margaritas for a weekend.
Yes. That's it. So we're talking, we've actually booked a tour. We're going to go to Tuscany for a day for lunch and a wine tasting. And I'm like, man, I'm going to be sleeping the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I don't handle alcohol very well. So we'll see what happens. So we have June 21st is our next one, I think we said.
Yes.
And
okay,
I will send you
yeah.
teas because I did find a couple that I really do want to share with you. And one of them makes a delicious iced tea, delicious,
Okay.
refreshing.
So
So
that'll be
I will
good.
send that to you. Thank you
Okay.
for my
Thank you.
Jubilee towel.
You're welcome.
So cute and so soft.
Happy
I love it.
Jubilee.
Oh, gosh, it's like a cheesecloth
Yeah.
or something. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Thank you. Yeah.
I thought
Is it
naturally I'm going to always.
I
I'm
love
not
it.
thinking her. Hold on a
And
second.
it's like, I can still see you.
I know you can. Oh, poo. Ew.
Oh my goodness.
And it won't do it. It won't get me back to it.
That's okay.
It's
Listen.
not really.
It's not.
It kicks me off to the 11th yard line right there, right? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, well,
So
I'm glad
close.
you can see me. I can't see you. But
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
just
show you-
just look at your camera.
Anyway, I will see you very soon. Have a wonderful birthday.
Okay,
Thank you
wonderful.
for hosting. Thank
Thank
you. For my
you.
birthday. It was great.
Yes. One of these days we got to see you on Tea Time on Fridays. Okay.
If I can pull it, I'm working this Friday. Not a whole lot I can do.
Right.
But yeah, maybe during the summer.
Okay. All right.
That'd be great.
For sure.
All right, Amy. You take care.
Well, lovely. All right. Cheery. Bye.
Bye.